What is up, my beautiful chasers? At the beginning of this year, January 2025, I said to myself, I want to add more NES games to my stack. 100 games, in fact. And I said to myself, I only need to get 8.3 repeating games every month to achieve that by the end of the year. And guess what? After that, I said, okay, I'm going to try to stay just a little bit ahead of that curve. I'm happy to report that we are on track for the year. We are currently at 42 games. I got a stack of stuff behind me that is waiting to be opened and talked about in this video right now. So, enough of me yapping about stuff. Let's talk about the NES Quest.
RAD Chaser. RAD Chaser. RAD Chaser. RAD Chaser.
So we spend the first half of the video looking at the NES Quest update, and then we're going to watch me unbox the rest of the second Sendico order, which came from a slow boat in Japan. Can you believe that? It took a couple of months to get here. That's wild. I elected to do that, which is fine. So it's like you get something for yourself, and then it takes a couple of months, and you've forgotten about it, and then all of a sudden, it's Christmas from Japan. Alright, what's up, chasers? Future me here. Well, it's actually future me is present me for you while you're watching this. So it's a whole thing, don't worry about it. Let's rip through these NES games. First up, Popeye. Yo. Pretty iconic. I got this from a guy called Professor Raichu. He had a claim sale. Sweet fella. He's in this part of this whole group that the son of Rad Chaser and I kind of go and look at claim sales and pick stuff up here and there. So awesome. It's definitely been helping out the NES Quest a lot, so big ups to Professor Raichu. Popeye, of course. It's a fun game. Also reminds me of the original Mario Bros. In terms of just, it's kind of like one screen. I mean, different levels, but you know, you're just on kind of one screen and you're collecting items, avoiding bad guys, herpty-derpty-doo. So this is basically that with Popeye and Bluto. There's a rumor going around that Popeye is Mario and Bluto is Donkey Kong. So basically, because they didn't have, I don't think they had the rights to this at a certain point, and then they did, so they made Donkey Kong first, and basically, you know, lifted some ideas from here. So, ooh-wah-woo. Moving forward, Defender 2. Pretty cool box art. It's Defender. It's, you know, it's a shooter. It's back and forth. You can go one way on the screen. You can go the other way on the screen as well. You can shoot stuff. A funny thing I noticed about this is the music. There's certainly, they took Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! And they recycled some of the sounds and even some of the themes in a weird kind of way. They sort of made that the music for this. They phoned it in. That's fine, it's whatever. Alpha Mission. This one, I love this album art. Look how cool that is. It's a vertical scroller. It's definitely giving me Xevious vibes. So if you've ever played that one, that's the original. Nothing crazy to it. There's a lot of moving things on the screen at some point, and then you get that screen flicker, which is, you know, characteristic of an old NES game that just couldn't handle the load. Other than that, pretty standard shooter. I am RoboCop. You have 10 seconds to comply. I'm just kidding, ED209 says that. Come on, nerds. This is RoboCop. It's a Data East game, so you would think, okay, it's gonna be pretty sweet, and there are some cool parts about it. It's basically a beat 'em up. There's punching. You can punch dogs and humans, and then you get to use your gun as well, and it seems like you have infinite bullets, which is pretty cool, as far as I can tell. I would say, but it's a little monotonous. The levels kind of look the same. The music is the same for every level, which is, I hate that. Me no likey. I need at least a couple different themes to cycle through. Come on, come on. I would say the coolest part about this game are the cutscenes. You know, they kind of stick to the movie a little bit. You've got ED209, you've got, what's his name, Boddicker, you got the bad guys, you go capture the bad guys, and there's cool little things in the cutscenes. It's like, even that part where he's like, can't fire on an employee, and the president fires him, and RoboCop immediately blasts him. It's pretty sweet. Let's see if we can get that up on the screen, please. Dude, that is cool. That's cool for an 80s NES game. Pretty sweet. Friends, check this out. Dude. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. Look at this big box. Yo. It's a showpiece. It's a showstopper. I love it. Look at the front of this. It's just a bunch of people in weird medieval outfits, and then Carmen Sandiego is there, freaking on a futuristic motorcycle with a trench coat and a hat. It's dope. It's dope. This game, I love the big box. I see this out and about every so often, and I'm just like, I should grab it. I should grab it. So finally, I was at our old boy Miguel at Galactornado Rex. I know it's a mouthful, but they pack a punch behind that giant name. And he's definitely been helping me with the NES Quest too. There's, the physical, going in and physically seeing something in a shop, it's the OG way. This is the way. This is pretty complete. The only thing it's missing is the sleeve, but it's got the game, the manual, and the reason it's a big box is because it comes with a full encyclopedia. Man, this thing smells old. Anyway, you need this because the game came out before the internet, and there's clues on there, and there's stuff in the game that you need to, reference if you don't know it to get to the next spot. It's basically a point-and-click adventure. I'm pretty sure this is adapted from an old PC game for sure. I'm pretty sure it came out there first. But, point-and-click, a lot of reading, a lot of, knowledge-based stuff. So this might not be for the faint of heart, especially if you have brain rot, especially if you have the attention span that lasts nanoseconds. This might not be for you. But if you're trying to be smart, this is almost like playing a board game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's bare bones. You have to use your brain. You have to use a book for reference. This is old school. So if you can't handle it, don't play it. I'll play it. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. Nice. Hey-o, future me popping in really quick. Looks like I forgot that I already have a copy of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. I got so excited about the big box. I was gonna get it anyway, but I already have a copy of this, so unfortunately this doesn't count as part of the NES Quest. Well, it does, it already did. I got this in April, so oops. And last up, while it does not count officially for the NES Quest, it will count for one of the side quests. The Legend of Zelda. This is the gray cart variant, as you can see. My Zelda side quest involves collecting every variant of cartridge for this game. There are 11 different variants according to the website I'm using, so this one puts me at 4 variants. How cool is that? And you know what? I was messing around on Canva and I came up with I don't know why I went with this, but it came up with a screen for it, so pop that up too. Cool. So we're up to 4 variants out of 11 for our side quest for the year. Coming right along. Cool stuff. I haven't made the long form video just focusing on the side quest stuff yet, but it's coming, so keep your shorts on. So keep those P's and Q's to yourself, mister. Don't worry, it's coming. Hold your horses. Don't hold your breath. You might pass out. So that puts our NES Quest up to 47 games out of 100 for the year. 46. Awesome. We are on track. We are on track to coast into the finish line. Just like that. That's how we do this. Amazing. Anyway, back to you, other chaser. Dang, did you see that? We've got more games to add to the stack. That is awesome. And then, you know what? Can I get a fanfare, please? Holy shnikes, I cannot tell you how excited I am that the NES Quest is chugging right along. We are going to hit our 100 game mark by the end of the year for sure if we stay on this track, which we will because we're chasers. We're dedicated chasers, and that's what we do. We make goals and then we stick to them, whether they be in collecting or in life. That's just the way we do, baby. So now, I promised you we'd go to Sendico Island, and I'm not gonna spare you any more wait time. Let's see what the me of the past is up to, checking out the second Sendico box score. Go! Final Fantasy IV, of course, the classic. You might know it as Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo. I know before the whole naming convention fiasco got handled. The art on here is awesome. I played a little bit of the opening part of this, and there were speaking parts in the cutscene, which is pretty sweet. I got this box, but there's no game in it, but I did get this other box and game with the most recent Sendico order. So we're doing Sendico order number 2, but I got Sendico order number 3 coming up, and that'll have this one. But since I'm already covering it here, who knows? We'll just gloss over it. Anyway, this has the disc. I gotta say, this voiceover is pretty sweet. I know there's voice acting in here. Voice acting, didn't expect that, so that was pretty cool. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Echoes of Time. This one looked like Crystal Chronicles on the GameCube. It's got the same kind of look and feel. I didn't play too much, but it looked, I mean, this looks like a nice little action adventure RPG. So if you want to do like the Crystal Chronicle things, you want to do it on the go for this one. Okay, looks like I could be buying something or selecting something. I couldn't tell you. Okay, here we go. Couple of enemies. Echoes of Time. All right, I have 2 more empty boxes, so unfortunately I didn't get to play the game, but this is Blood of Bahamut. Ooh, action RPG, another Square release. I casually collect Square Enix stuff if I've played it or not, if it's a franchise I'm not aware of or not. I do kind of want to specialize in that because, you know, ever since Square and Enix merged, you know, they had Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy come together under one nice big roof where I can live out all my RPG days, grinding, getting XP, talking to NPCs, living life. It's like when I'm doing good in the game, I'm doing good in real life. Gensuo Suikoden, Tear Crease. Let's see if we can find somebody who knows how to say it. And it's an RPG, and it's a Square, no it's not. It's an RPG and it's by Konami. I haven't heard of this, unless it's part of the Suikoden series that I have. Again, that one didn't have the game either, so I didn't get a chance to play it. But I do have a handful of games from the third Sendico order that I'm going to merge with the second Sendico order, you know, a couple games, couple boxes and manuals in what I like to call an unholy AI retro union. So bolo for that. More DS games. These were all an interesting style of game that were just like educational, and they were meant to, I guess, either educate kids in grade school on math, science, etc., or things like, let's see here. Yeah, this one here, I don't know what a lot of these are called, but let's see here. Perfect Clear for Kaiuoka, Kids Learning Educational. So I kind of labeled all this stuff so I could have a little bit of idea what was going on, but it would seem like they're big on learning over there too. Much like everything else in the world, they do things better than we do. Perfect Kanji Keisan Master. Again, another learning educational one. I'm probably going to give a bunch of these to the son of Rad Chaser because he's into Japanese language, learning the kanji, so these are going to help him out. We're going to make him smarter. Yawaraka Atama Juku, Flexible Mindset, learning, another learning game. This one I feel like it could be geared more towards adults, but I couldn't quite tell you, but it looks kind of cool. Otona no Joushiyak. Otono no Joushiki Ryoku, etiquette and everyday knowledge. This one could be something cool if you're trying to go to the place called Japan and learn how they do things there, although I don't know if there's an English to Japanese in here to let you know, because if you're from there and you're trying to, you know, learn the customs, you already know. But, I will. Beautiful Letters Training. I'm guessing this one helps you to, if it's not calligraphy, it's probably just, you know, writing your kanji, etc., making it look nice. Tokuten Ryoku Gakushu, Middle School Geography and Science. Just another learning thing for, you know, people in grade school, which I think is pretty sweet. I feel like a video game teaching you how to learn something is more interesting than, you know, the old rigmarole of having a teacher around teaching you. You know, they have to compete with stuff. Here, anyway, In America, in Florida, they have to compete with brain rot, so that's a problem. Summary of elementary school, 6 key points. Again, learning for elementary school. So it looks like we have elementary school, we've got middle school type stuff too. Manin no kanken, kanji study. Again, more kanji stuff. Moto no u o kitaeru otona no. Brain age 2, learning stuff. You might be asking, hey Chaser, why the heck do you have all these weird learning games? Well, they were part of big lots that were, thrown in with other stuff that I wanted. And then, that's the way lots go, and that's the way these lots have gone. That's probably just the way that it keeps going. You take the stuff, you get all the stuff, you keep cherry pick the stuff that you like, and then you ditch or get rid of or give away or gift or flip or do whatever it is you want to do to the rest of it. DS eyesight training. This is interesting. I don't know how staring at a tiny little DS screen could help with your eyesight. However, anything could happen. And that is the conclusion of the learning portion of this video. Oofta. All right, I got a little stack of RPGs here. Grandia 2 for the Sega Saturn. Damn it. All I do is call it Sega Saturn. Grandia 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. Of course, these are all Japanese versions. I've never played any of the Grandia series, but I think it could be something sweet to get into. I've been slowly grabbing Dreamcast games here and there. I have a video where I acquired, it was like 60-something burnt Dreamcast discs, along with a Japanese Dreamcast and a handful of regular games. And that was a pretty sweet video. And that was one of those videos where you go into it, you go to somebody, it was a Facebook Marketplace. It was advertising like a handful of just like PS2 games or something like that. And I was like, well, hey, do you have anything else? And lo, sure enough, she did. Anyway, yeah, it would be cool to get going on the Dreamcast system. I could probably think about making that into a side quest in the future, maybe next season. Legaia 2, Dual Saga. This is a Legend of Legaia sequel, which I have not played that franchise either, but it is an RPG, and as such, it could be something cool. I don't know, if it's a PS2 era, on the back of the box, it looks like there could be some fun stuff going on in there. How'd this slip in here? Dragon Quest Swords. I have no clue what this one is about, but it's Dragon Quest, so you gotta pick it up. It's an RPG, so you're gonna have to do something with it. And now it's for the Wii, and it seems like there's, with the sword aspect, I imagine there's gonna be some manner of hacking and slashing with the Wii. I don't own a Wii. That's not true. I did have a Wii in 2007. It was given to me as a birthday gift, and when that girlfriend and I parted ways, she took it back. She took it all back. It is what it is. Dragon Quest 8. And if one copy wasn't enough for you, how's about 2? Dragon Quest 8. This is the one. If you're gonna get into Dragon Quest, I would say if you could find a copy of this for the PS2, play it. There is a DS, I think, is it the 3DS? There's a DS version that exists with quality of life improvements. However, there are some things that's wrong with it. I think it's like slow frame rates, things are left out. I mean, it's a toss-up, so do a little bit of homework. If you could play this upscaled somehow, which I know there are videos on that, go for that. Final Fantasy X, this is actually one that I haven't played out of this Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy XII, another one that I haven't played out of the series. Yo, your boy's slacking. Grandia 3. This is a box set, and it has Grandia 3, I think, and then it has the history of Grandia, which is like a sound adventure box. All right, so this is an audio CD. It's got selections from Grandia 1, 2, 3, and then Extreme. Was that the other one? Grandia Extreme. So there's that, and then there's Grandia 3 with that beautiful box art. Oh my God, look at that. That's flippin' sweet. I got some Grandia to catch up on. All right, what else? All right, action. Oh, shit. Couple things here. Shadow of the Colossus, also known as Wanda no Kyozo. I haven't played this one. This box art looks dark. I mean, the game, the screenshots of the game look dark. So, I mean, that could be fun. I don't know if it's, I don't know. Epic adventure. These, I've come back to these and found them interesting. Disaster Report 1 and 2. Zetai Zetsume Itoshi. Survival, action adventure. Something ominous about the covers, and then something ominous about the back covers too. I'm compelled to at least stick this into the thing and stick it on and see what it's all about. Dude, Sendico is a favorite of mine. I love the way it works. I just, you buy stuff casually, you get it sent to a warehouse, and then you have it sent to you at your leisure, as fast or as slow as you like. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, I have another full Sendico unboxing to do, the 3rd score ever. And after that, I think I might start getting back into the Sendico game. I know I've been going hard at the NES stuff, so that's been the main focus. And then the GameCube side quest, of course. And then the Zelda kart variant side quest also. I haven't had Sendico on the brain too front and center, but it is back there saying, hey, I exist. And there's cool stuff. There's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. Please, please like and subscribe to the video. It helps the channel. We're trying to grow. We're up to almost 2,300 subs. I know that's a drop in the bucket on the way to 1 million, but we are worried about the here and now. And that's 2,300. So, slow and steady. Don't you worry about that other big number. It'll be there when we get there. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I appreciate you guys. That's gonna do it for this video. We'll see you in the next one, and there's plenty of stuff to be going on with. We've got more Game Boy player stuff. The son of RAD Chaser and I hooked up the Game Boy player to the GameCube so we can play GBA games on it. It's pretty sweet. We've got more chasers and cars getting boba. We talk about life, we talk about love, the pursuit of happiness, and video games. The important stuff. We have more Galactornado Rex. I know it seems like we've got a little bit in every episode, but we hung out there for a hot minute and recorded for at least an hour. So there's footage to be gone through, and we're gonna have to look at it together. There are still scores to be talked about, so we got stuff going. And our good friend Video Boy Matt, aka Collecting Heroes, still has a lot of animation cells that we need to get through, so please stay tuned for future episodes. We got cool stuff in the pipeline. That's gonna do it for now, beautiful Chasers. Please, stay on the straight and narrow, stay playing video games, and I'll see you in the future. This is the RAD Chaser. He's almost out of here now. He's out of here. I don't know.
I love RAD Chaser. He is handsome and smart.